I was starting to give up on hope. So each year from 2011 to 2015, each 6 months, 8 months, I am expecting some miracle, but I'm just depressed because there's nothing happened. There's no answer from any side. It was totally like I'm in a black tunnel, and I want to see that light at the end of the tunnel, but I'm not able to see that light. Here is a God whom I was seeking, and the light that I am seeking is Jesus. Hi, my name is Beena Rawath. I am from Bangalore, Karnataka, South India. We came from a very simple background. I was born in a Hindu family. My father was in bank, so he used to get transferred regularly for 3 years, sometimes 6 years. My faith, as they say, mother is the first school. So she was very religious. She used to not have a breakfast till she does the puja, till the worship, and we had a small temple. As Hindu gods, like we elaborately decorate, and we have elaborate pujas, mantras, and so that usually I used to see my grandmother, my mother worshipping, or till afternoon. And then only they used to have something by 12:30 was the normal breakfast time. Then after the transferable job, my father came from a very broad-minded perspective. So he used to finish the puja and then go to the bank. I used to believe in my religion. So I used to pray only during my exams that God get me through this, give me that, give me this. So this was the God or the faith that I was looking in till my 10th. But once I went to Tumkur, my college days and all started. So till my degree, I was not into any kind of, like at home also, I used to not sit in the puja room and worship and all. But after my degree, I started to help my dad in the puja room, be it the washing all the articles, the puja articles. So we had a lot of idols. And we had elaborate cleaning of them and elaborate puja also. So it used to take a long time. So I started helping my dad with that. I love flowers. I used to love flowers and I used to love to decorate. So I used to start doing those things. So during my degree, I was into a very lot of faithful. Like I used to believe if somebody says do this puja for a very good husband. So I used to do this elaborate pujas. And I used to believe that I will be like my parents. I will also get married and I'll have a very happy marriage. Yes, I used to see my parents fight, but the next day it was normal. So I used to think in my life also I'll be like this. I never had any idea of having a love marriage and all. I used to always think I am going to marry the person my father will select. So I had done my degree in commerce. And I went into a field which was opposite to what I have studied. I got the job, then I started working. In 2003 is when they started searching a groom for me. Since I started working in 2002 in this multinational bank, if you want to, you like somebody, you let us know, because my sister's was not a love marriage, but it was an intercaste marriage. Again, there was a long search for my marriage. So from 2004 till 2011, I used to do any kind of worship. Anybody tells me, do this puja, you will get a good husband, or do that puja, you will get a good husband. You go to this temple, you go to Kumbakonam. We went to Tamil Nadu, we went to so many temples in Tamil Nadu. There was a lot of society pressure that my marriage was not happening, and my cousin sisters, my friends were getting married. So when this proposal came, my father went ahead thinking that even though there is an age gap, he will still, be a matured person. So he'll take good care, and comes from a upper middle class. So in terms of if I want to leave the job, it would be good. So we went ahead with this wedding in 2011 September, and immediately after the wedding, I realized that this is not what I was thinking or if I was dreaming of a happy married life. It just broke in the first week itself. I realized that my husband is hypertensive. He has a personality defect. I started to realize in the first week itself because he was extremely moody. If it is in the morning, he's telling something, or he's telling to do something, and in the evening, it is completely different. So when all this happened topsy-turvy, I thought this is not the way I thought my marriage would be. Then my faith started shaking up, and naturally we tend to, people will suggest to go to horoscope reading, or go to some other astrologer, find out what is a problem, find out if there is any solution to it. So in this, I was totally depressed. I was like, what I had thought, but my life was completely different. I was like very heartbroken. It was a miserable life where I am not able to speak to anybody. Being that introvert, I was not even able to open up. And if I want to tell my parents, my only worry was especially my father, because he was a heart patient. I didn't want to disturb him. Then I started seeking counseling sessions. So there was this uncle. I started going to him for counseling, and that, though it didn't help me much, he used to give me some homeopathy medicines because he was a homeopathy doctor, to reduce my anxiety, because I had started getting into that anxiety mode. I was into depression, and I was not realizing that, because every day became a routine. I worship God. I ask that one day, please change my husband. I go to office, I come back, and just give money. I started seeing my husband that he's only interested that I should go to work, get the salary, give it to him. That's all is what his interest is. No other interest in his life. I was starting to give up on hope. So each year from 2011 to 2015, each 6 months, 8 months, I am expecting some miracle, but I'm just depressed because there's nothing happened. There's no answer from any side. It was totally like I'm in a black tunnel, and I want to see that light at the end of the tunnel, but I'm not able to see that light. And this continued, and every step that I was compromising, I was actually getting into depression. And there was no purpose in my life, that why should I live this life, or what am I fighting for? A battle which is like going on and on, something which was again coming in front of me. So it was the whole end of it. It is money. And then he sends me the divorce notice, which again shocked me, because after being patiently waiting, hoping to see a light and change, but then again I get a divorce notice in my hands, and I was also very heartbroken, because I didn't want this society to look at me like a divorcee. I really didn't want all these things to happen in my life, or I didn't expect all these things in my life. So I was not able to come to that stage of, okay, this has happened. I am just crying. We are just spending time, and we are also spending money on the lawyers. And I used to burst out a lot. So it was a complete state of depression. I'd come back to my home with no belongings. I was going almost all the weekends. I was spending time on this court and this case, the lawyer fees. I was juggling a lot of things during this year of 2016, the entire year. By the end of the year, it was suicidal tendencies had increased in me. I am the child of God, but where is my God? This was the question that I was seeking an answer for. And the next day I go to office. I was walking in the parking lot. So this person in my office, this lady was Maria Van Hatton. So I know her, that she works in my office. She was an AVP at that point in time, and I was a manager in risk and compliance. So we were in two different fields, an audit and operations, but I just know her as a colleague. But this person calls me, says, Beena, I want to talk to you. I was like, okay, it might be just work related, but why in the parking lot? I say, okay, fine, yes, tell me, Maria. And she says that, don't give up on your life. Hold on to her. She is the mother that you are seeking for. And I was totally shocked. I got goosebumps. And I burst out crying, because this was the question that I had been seeking an answer the whole night. And this person comes out like God sent her to me to give this answer. But she doesn't know anything about me. She doesn't know about my life. I am not at all. She's not my friend. And she's just an acquaintance at office. How does she know about me? I am not very active in my social media. So how does she know? I was just shocked. I was just stunned. I just cried. I gave her a hug. And she was surprised that I hugged her, and I told this was the question that I was asking. And she goes her way. I go to my work. That first day, that incident was so powerful that it hit me, but I didn't know who, what, why. I didn't have any answer to it. But I got an answer, and I was feeling relieved. After a very long time, I was feeling that, okay, the question that I'm asking, the God that I'm seeking, there is somebody who's telling me that Mother Mary is a mother to me. Now, who is this Mother Mary? I don't know. I don't know anything about Christianity. I know Jesus is the God for Christians, and Bible is their holy book. That's all I knew. So then I go to meet this Maria, thinking that, okay, there's something about this person, and she can give me answers to what I am seeking for. She actually invites me to her house for a 1000 Hail Mary, a prayer meeting. I was just thinking about my situation, my own problems, and I was like crying out that why have I come here? What am I? I know I am seeking a lot of questions, but will I get an answer here? That Jesus is telling you that He has called you by your name, and He's carved my name in His palm, and He loves me. When I hear this, it was something which I was like, here I have been seeking throughout my life that I'm a very unloved person. My husband doesn't love me. My parents are depressed because my life became like this. And I myself don't love myself. I'm not able to accept my own self, the way I am, the way I look. There's an acceptance issue in my entire society, in my life. And here is a God who's telling me that I love you. I've carved your name in my palm. Somewhere in my depression, I wanted to give up on my life, but now I was feeling that no, maybe there's some plan for me, and this is the God that I'm seeking, and that God is answering me. Then I started reading the Bible. My faith increased because I was having some troubles at my office. I was having troubles with my acceptance, and when I started picking up on these Bible verses, I was strengthened that I am there for you. I have redeemed you, and do not fear. I am with you. And there are verses like, even though your father and mother forsake you, I'll not abandon you. So the messages which I was getting was like completely giving me the grace to live my life in a new way. So I started afresh. I started just unlearning whatever the way I was worshipping, and the complete focus shifted towards the way they are worshipping. And whenever I has to say a rosary, whenever I has to say a Bible verse, I was strengthened in my faith. One day, Maria asked me that I'll take you to the church. So I thought, okay, let me go to the church. I had never visited a church. I had only seen these churches from outside but never went inside. So I went with her, and it was all very strange for me because usually in our temples we have the bells clanging, there is Mangalarti, there are mantras being said, and it is a lot of people also will be speaking. There will be people speaking, there will be the pujari telling mantras, and we are also talking to God, but we don't know whether God is listening sometimes. But I find this quite contrast because it's very silent. They maintain a certain discipline. I was seeing here and there, and she took me for a mass, early morning mass, and I was doing whatever she is doing. Whenever she kneeled down, I also started kneeling down. I was seeing the other people, how they were worshipping, and the kind of the mass, what the father is saying, the priest is saying, I was not able to understand anything, but I was liking the way of worship that is happening in this half an hour or 1 hour. I was very attracted to it because that's what my mind wanted. I think my mind wanted the healing. My mind was seeking for calmness, for peace. It was craving for peace, and this is what I got in the church. I was seeing, the first time I saw the cross, it's very sad to see the cross, the blood and all that. This is not something which I would have seen my God as. I have seen my God with fully decorated, very beautiful. But here I was seeing a very simple, humble God with blood. And the priest is also talking about how Jesus gave his life on the cross for us, how he shed his blood. And all this was very new to me. And that's when Maria also asked me to attend a retreat at Logos. In November 2017, I went for this retreat. This was a very good session for me, that 4 days away from my home, away from all the society pressures, my work pressures, that normal mechanical routine of my life, what it was. And when I attended this retreat, it was very refreshing because I was seeking a lot of answers. Who's this God who gave this blood? And who's this God who's telling that I love you and I've come, I will not forsake you, I'll not abandon you? Who's Jesus? I don't know who's Jesus. What was his life all about? And that is the reason I think Maria suggested that I go for this retreat, and I go for this residential retreat. First time in my life in the same city, and I just packed my bags. I know my parents were wondering what is happening to me. Even I was wondering what is happening to me, but I had this strong urge that I should attend this retreat. And this is where I got to know the journey of Jesus on earth 2000 years back. How was he born? What was his life all about? What he did for his people? And I learned a lot of Bible reading because during these sessions I came across many testimonies which started increasing my faith in Christianity. By the end of the retreat, one thing which struck me was when Father is preaching about forgiveness. That was something which I could not forgive my husband. I had a lot of pain in my heart for my husband. I had a lot of unforgiveness for my sister-in-law, and all the pain, all the struggles that I have gone through. I could not believe that here is a God who's telling, please first you forgive and then come and offer me. And that struck me a lot. I didn't know how to do this. So I started reading the Bible more. And as I went through the Bible verses, and there was a prayer called ICU prayer, 9 days continuously you are chanting and you are doing the divine mercy. That cleansed me. And that gave me the grace to forgive. First my husband, eventually I was able to forgive. And the change I started seeing that now, before when I used to go to the court, I had so much anger, bitterness at my life and towards my husband who's coming, I am seeing him. But now, after that forgiveness came over me, I could forgive. I was able to see him as this person, I'm feeling really sad. And I didn't want to go on with this court case. That is something I realized, that I don't want to go on with this court case. And I think when I started going for Mass, I started reading the Bible, I was saying the Rosary, the Divine Mercy, and everything. This started telling me that I should let go of this case. So what am I seeking for? So there is this peace that I am getting from this God, even though there are storms, there are struggles, but God is strengthening me. He is giving me the power to overcome those struggles. So this is what I was seeking, and I'm getting all the answers. So now my desire was to receive the Holy Communion. I didn't want to just go to the Mass. I want to receive Jesus. I know it's going to be a very bold decision, but I want to go ahead with this. During COVID, I didn't even have to go to the church, ask anyone. I just got this contact. There is an elderly lady sister who gives me all the catechism classes, answers all my questions, and I completed. I started in October, baptized in November. December, I received the Holy Communion. It was such a special day that when I received the Holy Communion, I felt the Lord that I'm worshipping. I'm trying to build an intimate relationship, but that day, the true connection, that building of a relationship or intimate relationship with God, I was like feeling very strengthened, and each time I received, my faith levels were increasing, my strength was increasing. I was getting a lot of healings, the inner wound healing, and the physical ailments that I was suffering. There was so much of pain, the sinusitis, thyroid. I was receiving so much of healings every time that I went to Mass. Here is a God whom I was seeking, and I was not able to find till all these years where I'm searching, like, and I'm in a black tunnel and there's no light, and the light that I'm seeking is Jesus. And Jesus is the Saviour who saved me, got me out of that pit, got me out of that black tunnel, and showed me that He is the light, He is the way and the truth. So this was the revelation that I felt after receiving the Holy Communion, and my life was completely changed. And whoever is meeting me, whoever is coming in contact with me, were able to see that change. They were able to see the glory of God in me. He gave me a wonderful home. He gave me peace, joy in whatever situation I am in. And I was seeking for healing. He gave me healing, mental healing, inner wound healing. And I was just with peace with my present. No more anxiety in my life. And there is a life filled with hope. And that's why I say, when I say I relate to the lost sheep, I was lost, but I was found by my God, who was Jesus, my Saviour. And that one encounter that I had in 2017 has completely transformed my life from a hopelessness to a life filled with hope.
Are you searching for fulfillment? Discover true happiness. Stay tuned to Shalom World.